Hello everyone, and welcome to Disc Golf Network's coverage of the Open at Belton here at Heritage Park in Texas, the first Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series stop of the year. I'm Nathan Queen, joined by Chandler Fry.
Hello, Nathan. It was a windy one out there. We had about 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds for the entire round, with gusts of probably up to about 25 miles per hour, so made the course pretty tricky.
Yeah, it brings us straight into hole 1, 388 feet. You'll have the right-handed sky hyzer as the best play, but the wind today being left to right makes it just a bit trickier. You've got this OB right and left right here if you get caught up in these trees. But even with the wind, you should still be able to get inside the circle on this one.
Yeah, the common play we're going to see is down the middle. Not a lot of people are going to test the right side because the wind's pushing out towards the OB.
We've got a nice feature card here. Starting off will be Paul McBeth, then Ricky Wysocki, Adam Hammis, and Brodie Smith.
Four of the best players in the world. And Paul coming off 2 wins. So he's going for 3 for 3. Let's see if he can do it.
Checking that wind, you saw him kick up some dust a little bit. Looks like he is going up high right.
What you want on this shot is a very high spike hyzer, essentially. So it has enough power to get to the right. And even then, the wind still pushed it down, and he's about circled to 45, 50 feet. He was the wind dummy. So hopefully Ricky can correct a little bit and maybe choose to go. Oh, looks like he's going right side, too. I'm surprised to see the play because I feel like the middle gap was the easier gap today, but these guys don't seem to care.
Yep, high over top again. He's corrected from Paul's, but it's pretty close to that tree. Gets on by it, and he's right about circle's edge. 32 feet just short. He'll have a pretty tricky headwind putt there.
One of the tricks in windy days like this is to try to put your disc as close to the basket, obviously, but with a tailwind, it's a slightly easier putt, and the headwind putt tends to be a bit spontaneous. Adam looking fresh in that shirt. I like the floral pattern. Always looking clean on the course.
Yeah, great colors in the shirt. He's got some leaves on there. See if he'll avoid them here. But this is an early release. He catches those branches. And that is flirting with that OB.
Brodie Smith.
It looks like we're going to have our 4th over the top to the right shot here from Brodie.
That looks to be going towards the tree a little bit, but if it gets through, that's a decent shot. That's great.
Yeah, he gets over top and puts it about 20 feet. He'll have the best look for birdie.
I think Adam stayed safe, but still a pretty tricky upshot to the basket.
Ooh. Powers through a limb and almost makes it still.
Great run from Adam. And this putt right here is a tone setter for the rest of the round. If Paul can make this, he's making a statement.
And the headwind, moving his disc around, keeping it a bit high, catches the band on that one. So same thing for Ricky here.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Texas headwind is a bit different than everywhere else.
It does seem to be. It feels like it waves your disc just like those flags are moving around.
It's just so swirly out here in these open Texas courses. Oh, no. He tried to read the wind, put the disc a little left, and have the wind push it into the basket, but it was a little bit too powerful.
Yeah, I think he just wasn't quite far away enough for the correction that he made on the wind.
Yeah.
And looks like we're going to have a lot of pars here on hole 1, which makes good sense as this hole played at par for the first round, right in the middle of the difficulty.
Putting was so tricky. It was a very interesting day. A lot of the best putters in the world really struggled on the greens. So it's all getting that nose angle down and really getting the disc in the basket is paramount today. All right, all four getting pars. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Hole 2, one of the easier holes on the course. The really only difficulty is getting through the first initial tunnel and getting out into the open. The upshot's pretty easy. The basket's on a downslope, so there is a risk of rollaways. But overall, just get the disc out in the open, lay it up, and get that birdie.
Yeah, the layup could be a bit difficult too. A lot of the time it is blind, and you can't see exactly where it is, and a steep slope can put you down towards that wall pretty quickly. The further you get out of that low ceiling, the better chance you're going to have to collect the birdie.
We're going to see all four players probably throw stable distance drivers down the middle, maybe get a skip towards the hill right before the basket. But they're just trying to get through that gap.
And Paul fighting the low ceiling a little bit too much, but gets a nice slide. He's made it maybe 250 feet or so. You'd like to push a little bit further.
This looks fantastic. Distance does make it easier. Like, that's going to be a much easier shot than Paul has, obviously. But honestly, it's all in the open, so anywhere you go, you're going to have a chance at birdie.
Yeah, Ricky's got more of a whatever you feel like doing type of throw there rather than Paul's upshot.
Yeah, a little touch shot or a little jump putt. Adam putting some flex on this.
Yeah, this looks nice as well.
So he's throwing his pink Z Force, one of his favorite discs. Yeah, that should be an easy upshot. He might be able to see the basket from there.
And a nice stand-up straight shot from Brodie. Gonna be in a similar area to the others.
Yeah, 4 great shots, honestly. I saw a few people hit those guardian trees, and it definitely brings bogey into play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paul showing that finesse. See if he can sit down.
Very well done.
That's beautiful. Adam probably going to jump putt from this distance. Or not.
And also showing great touch with just a little spin of the wrist to get that up there, really.
And Brodie using his height, he can probably see the basket from here, which definitely is helpful. And that'll work. He puts it up a little short. He definitely wants a few more feet on that.
Yeah, I think he was trying to get it to just get over the slope rather than hit at the top.
Yeah. Ricky giving it a little bit of a, maybe not a run, but maybe a chance if the wind picked it up a little bit. All right, kind of a tester for Brodie, a little downhill. There's some wind there. Bit of a headwind, it looks like. There we go. Good putt.
Yeah, just sliding in on the rim there. That could have been a bad news if it didn't stay in.
Yeah, rim off and you are far away.
But hole 2, and it's looking like we're going to have our first star frame of the round.
There we go. It's probably, was it the easiest hole in the course, or maybe the second easiest? It was up there, though.
I believe it was the second easiest, yes.
Okay.
Almost a full half stroke under par. So the card not showing any variance so far. All pars on the first hole, all birdies on the second. But that brings us into hole 3, 309-foot par 3 with lots of danger. You've got this Mando on the right to keep you from throwing a big hyzer over the top. And this whole downslope right here is OB. You go to a drop zone if you land inside of that. The way the drone is flying now is going to be the gap that you really want to hit, I believe, off of the tee, and then traverse through these small little trees. Might have to get a little bit lucky to get down there. But there's also, you've got the OB River over on the left.
You've got Leon River on the left. Any tree kicks could potentially put you in the water, which is not a fun feeling. I had that happen in practice. But also the wind makes this hole. If it's a headwind, this hole is terrifying. A tailwind like it was today, it's not too bad. It's still scary. You got to get lucky through those trees, but you're not necessarily scared of like missing the Mando or hitting too early on the ground and skipping into the OB. This looks fantastic if it misses all those trees.
Oh, and he had it turned over just a bit too much or a little bit too much speed. Catches those bigger trees. He's going to be 80 feet or so.
That's in Ricky country, though. Adam going with a little standstill. I want to say zone. Maybe, I'm going to say that's a zone.
Oh, no, and he catches that tree and kicks into that OB slope. He'll be going to the drop zone from there, which is in a new spot this year. Instead of at the top of the hill, he is down at the bottom. Might have a slight chance to save that par.
Good angle on this throw.
This is a great line from Brodie.
Wow.
He'll be inside the circle, maybe 15 feet.
And putting for par from the drop zone. Let's see if Adam can connect. Great bid from Adam. Tough shot. Bit of a tailwind pushing the disc down, so he had to put some height on it.
Ricky looks like he's in a similar spot.
Started running it in.
Oh, he thought he made it.
I thought he made it.
Same. Paul from about 38 feet. He's going to be just high and...
Might have hit the cameraman. But that angle of the hill makes it really hard to get your feet involved and your legs involved in the putt. Good comebacker, though.
Ooh, and just gets that one in there for his par.
You can see the putts from these guys, they're it's a little scared right now. The wind's making everything a little weird for these players.
Yeah, right here on the river, but protected by a hill. You feel like it shouldn't be as much wind, but it just kind of comes in and out rather than being consistent, which does make it a bit more difficult.
Great birdie from Brodie. It's a tough hole. Not necessarily a bonus hole, but definitely a good pickup. Looks like this hole was averaging just barely under par. 0.09 under par, so right around even.
Yeah, we have our first scoring separation of the round, but the hole still playing right at par for the card. That brings us into hole 4, a very tight tee shot for this 445-foot par 4. Got to try to make it up to this fence. Really, you might see some disc down plays, or you might see some drives trying to get to the pin.
Yeah, depending on the wind, I think we're going to see either some mid-range layups down the road, because if you do connect on a tree on the right, there's about a 75% chance that you are going OB or in the water. As you move up the fairway on the left, there's a small pocket of inbounds, but it also leads to the water. So if you end up down there, you are looking, at best, I'd say a bogey.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good tailwind on this hole.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the play today, so we could have some go for it, or it could make it an easier layup play. Brodie kind of chipping up there to the right, gets a nice little roll out.
Yeah, good layup play. He gives himself a chance at a birdie. And Paul looking to go for the gate. Oh
This
no!
Come out early, and that is going to be out of bounds.
And he has put himself in a very tough position.
Ricky going for it with the forehand. Gets out, gets a nice flare up there. He's going to be in a great position to just pitch up to this pretty tricky green to try to get his birdie.
If it's windy, that green is terrifying. The flag is ripping, and you're sitting there just trembling looking at that putt. Adam looking to follow Ricky, puts it a little right.
Not quite getting the stand-up that he wanted. He's not OB, but he did kick over to that left side.
So Paul right now is just trying to get through the gate. He's not looking at par. He's trying to just get that bogey probably, and he does not put it out left enough, and he has found himself out of bounds again. Did that kick left? That must have.
Yeah, it got a little anti-kick and kicked him off to the left side.
Great touch from Brodie. He gives himself a scary putt, but a birdie putt. Oh, no. Still a tough position with that wind ripping out there.
He's throwing his 5th shot now from here with the 2 OB strokes. Gets up there towards the turtle's back, probably in one of those turtle claws down there.
I have not heard it referred to the turtle's back yet, but I love it. Good shot right on. Yeah, that's perfect. Great play from Adam.
Yeah, easy birdie there.
Looks like Ricky has a very long tailwind putt, but he'll probably just be chipping it up to the basket to get that birdie.
Yeah, with this elevated green, it'd be very difficult to keep that putt high enough the entire time.
See how fast it dropped right there?
So for a 6 here for Paul.
A double bogey with a right to left. Oh, puts it a little high and left.
Yeah, the wind grabbed that pretty quickly and pushed it left. Looks like Paul's going to be in for the triple bogey 7.
Very uncharacteristic of the 5-time world champion, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. Good pickup from Brodie.
The rest of the card seems like they're going to even out. Oh, wow. Got that late lift. Late headwind lift there. Yeah,
sometimes the headwind's good.
I thought he stayed a little closer than that. I didn't realize he had another putt. But with 3 birdies from the other players, the card's going to even out here on hole 4.
Yeah, unfortunate for Paul. But he, just like everyone knows, it happens to the best of us. So he'll just be looking to get some more birdies to cancel out that triple he just got. Overall, great card. 3 birdies on the card is really good.
He's got a good opportunity to get a birdie here on hole 5, 788-foot par 4. You can choose left or right of this tree. If you go to the right, you're most likely throwing a backhand. If you go to the left, you probably threw a forehand.
I saw in practice a few players who have great distance go big Sky Anheuser left side, pan out to about the first tree you see on the left, which not everyone can do that, but if you're feeling comfortable, go right ahead.
And I think today's wind would play against that, being the right to left here. On that turnover, it would just pack it down. But again, now we have I believe this is the Lion's Eye green, another elevated basket. And you see the Texas-shaped rocks there.
And the mozzarella sticks on the left.
Awesome visuals out here. Really cool stuff they've put into this course.
Absolutely. Once again, that elevated green makes it so tough to commit to a putt. Brodie going, get under that tree. It does not. Yes, it does.
It gets through that tree and punches out to a little bit left, but still a pretty ideal landing zone. He'll have a very similar shot, but shorter into the green.
And Ricky going low, hyzer forehand to the left. Kind of a safe play. It gives yourself a really good chance at a birdie, though, if you just smash a hyzer on your second shot. And Adam looking to follow the vapor trails of Ricky's shot, which he does, and as it turns over a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to catch those early branches now, and he'll be pretty out of position. It's possible he could reach the green from there, but most likely playing for par.
Great line from Paul.
Yeah, and a low pushing hyzer.
I guess on edge is going to skip up there. Beautiful. Good bounce back throw after a triple bogey. We got a truck driving through the fairway. Huh. All right. Adam looking, I'm assuming just to get the par, get the hyzer out, get the force out there.
This looks big, though. I think he's trying to reach it.
And
he's turned it just a bit. It got that stand up on it. The right to left wind grabbed the top of that flight plate.
I believe it stayed in bounds. Man, forehand on this hole. And he has a birdie putt. That's pretty impressive.
A very scary birdie putt from that position. He will have a tailwind again, but whether he wants to run it or not, we'll find out.
Knowing Ricky, he's going to run it. This is far too low. Yeah, the branches right there, you have to commit to the low shot, and sometimes you overcommit, and that happens. Paul is looking at a pretty easy up shot. That's got to get down, though.
Yeah, the wind just grabbing a hold of a lot of upshots here today that I watched. They get down there and look good, and as soon as they start to fade, they get carried an extra 70 feet.
Yeah, that wind catches that flight plate and just launches the disc. And this is actually a decent play. That wind's going to push it down.
Just like that.
Wow.
What touch. That's a great shot.
Absolutely. That's definitely a skill that Brodie Smith has. His touch forehand game is world class. Just like Adam.
Just needs to, just miss those eyelashes over there.
Eyelashes. I have to believe that Paul is just laying this up. Yeah. As much as I want to see him go for those shots.
A few scary flops there, but it did eventually sit down.
All right.
Ricky for the lone birdie on the card here.
Let's see, from about 42 feet. It's in Ricky range.
Nope,
Oh.
not today. These elevated greens, there's just so much more undulation on them than just like an elevated basket. It makes it much more difficult to run that putt. There's a lot of more things that can happen.
Yeah. Great par putt from Adam. Good commitment. And I'm sure Ricky is kind of just shaking his head. He's okay with the par, but he would have liked that birdie.
Yeah, any open up shot that you have like that, he feels like he should put it in the circle.
Yeah. Surprised not to see any birdies on this card, but par is not too shabby.
Yeah, this hole did play over par today, quarter stroke over.
Yeah, and Brodie Smith right now leading the card at -3, which is pretty impressive. This hole is actually one of my favorite holes on the course. There's 3 options really you can play for a right-hand, backhand player. You can go low right side skip shot, you can go forehand hyzer on the left side, or you can go down the middle with either a straight backhand or a flex forehand. And the green changed up this year. There's now a ramp leading towards the basket, which makes it kind of fun if you want to try maybe a skip play off there into the basket, or maybe even a roller if you're feeling spicy. I believe this is called the unicorn. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I think the unicorn horn, you can see it.
It's a bit
jutting out of there.
It's a bit of a stretch, but
yeah, but still a neat idea, something you don't see very often, and could definitely play into something pretty cool.
There's also the roller play if you want to execute that strategy.
I think today, with the strong left to right wind that we have, what an incredible forehand from Brodie. With the card that we have today also, I feel like we're going to see 4 of these forehands. The wind's really in a good spot to lift these discs and push them towards the basket a lot easier than it usually would be.
Good ground play from Ricky's shot. He is in circle 1, I'm guessing. Just maybe on the edge. But that shot from Brodie, that was beautiful. Nice committed high power forehand. And not to be outdone, here comes Adam with some skippy forehand play. Right by Ricky. Yeah, solid win for this hole. Definitely led to a lot of birdie opportunities. Just gotta get around that tree.
And it does not. He will have still a birdie look for Paul, but he'll have the longest birdie look of the group.
Skip it off there. Oh.
Going for the skip play there.
And Ricky with a tailwind putt. He's definitely going for this one. No layups here. Oh, nose down. Never really had a chance.
See if Adam can correct on that. Get his birdie here, but tailwind knocking it down. Brodie looking to go 4 down through 6.
In this win, that's a fantastic start.
And able to do it.
Yeah. He's looking solid right now. Really solid. Wow. Nose down, but committed and powerful. That works out. Paul tapping in his par. Still kind of looking to get started on this round.
Yeah, sometimes these windy rounds like this, it just kind of takes you a minute to adjust and mentally prepare for what you're about to deal with for the rest of the round.
And after a triple bogey, that definitely scars you a little bit. You got to regroup, and Paul's one of the best at doing that. So,
yeah, bringing us into hole 7, I would imagine one of the harder holes to get the birdie on of the course. There's OB down the right side, this OB fenced in area on the left side as well. We're going to have a left to right wind here, so power shots are going to have a hard time finishing 476 feet away. But reachable if you've got the power. Otherwise, pitch it up 380 feet and then get your par.
It's a long 476 feet. It is tough to get there. And once you get there, you still have a very open, exposed basket with wind everywhere. So, but I'm assuming most of these guys have the power to get it. Brodie putting, I'm guessing, a nuke out there. Oh, there we go. Circle 1. Pretty good.
What a shot.
Look at that wind just ripping that flag, though. Oh, putting a little turn on this one.
Yeah, and this looks pretty great as well. The wind catching it at the end, though, and keeping it over to the right. Doesn't get that finish. He'll have a strong headwind putt from 50, 55 feet.
It's going to be a tough one. Ooh, way too left out of his hand.
Yeah, early release. It looks like he was playing for a turnover shot there.
I think this is too left as well. Just a little short. He'll have a putt, scary putt, but he'll have one. He'll definitely be going for it. Oh, wow. Yeah, Adam is very short. Looking to just get as close to the basket as possible so he doesn't have to deal with that wind. That's it. What a shot.
Oh, that's incredible. He maybe only made it 100 feet off of the tee pad.
Wow.
So I'll say that was 350 to 370 foot shot there that he just bullseyed.
Beautiful shot from Adam. Nice little spin run from Ricky. More of a safe run. Definitely want to make it, but definitely want to get close if he didn't.
Paul trying to get back on track. And that's a great way to do it.
It's a little soft, spinny guy into the basket. Beautiful execution. Paul is back. A little bit of a tester for Brodie. A little low out of his hand.
Yeah, a couple miscues on the green so far from Brodie.
And he's still having a fantastic round. I think that's 2 missed circle 1 putts so far.
Yeah, and he's still 4 down. So only 13% of the field able to birdie this one. Paul being one of them with his 40-foot putt or so there towards a drop-off behind the basket.
Definitely one of the longest putts for Brodie on the hole, I'm guessing. Because this wind was not making putting easy. All right. We got 1 birdie on the card, carded by Paul McBeth, and the rest pars. Not too bad for a fairly straightforward hole, but difficult.
Yeah, Adam's par definitely feels better than the rest. But that brings us into hole 8, 488 feet. What used to be a par 4 is now still the same, but a par 3.
Makes sense. We got the Leon River flowing on the right side, which a lot of discs will find, unfortunately, with this headwind that we're experiencing. The path that you see on the left and over is OB. So I'm guessing the play on this, at least what I did, was throw it low and into the fairway and just get the 3 and move on. If you want to get pretty crazy, you can go high hyzer over the trees on the right side and spike it into the green. But with this wind, that was making that play very difficult.
Yeah, the branches on the left side of those trees you have to get around make that middle level height difficult to get right without catching those branches. And yeah, Paul, like you said, just kind of pitching up there trying to get his 3.
Yeah.
Good shot.
A 3 still feels like a birdie on this hole.
This is a little inside. I feel like it's going to mess with those branches.
And that got a little lucky. If that had gotten a bad tree kick, that was traveling out of bounds, but it got the right tree kick, and it is still looking at a par. Oh,
Ricky
no.
put a lot on this.
That's actually great.
And very overstable disc. Gets a nice skip. He'll be up there in a good spot to get his 3.
Nice play from Ricky. Adam looking just to get this in bounds. Turns it over a little bit. And with that wind, it tends to make the disc a little tougher to get back left.
Will it stay? It does.
Looks like it stayed in bounds. And this upshot with, I keep on saying it, but this wind was making this shot very difficult. It's a headwind, and you want to get on the left side of the basket, preferably, to get that par. That's a tough putt, honestly.
Yeah, he's probably 18, 20 feet, but has a headwind coming right at him. Adam over here close to the water, gonna aim for that left side or long. Does so well. Not sure he even has to putt there.
Adam's approach game right now is second to none. This guy is putting on a masterclass on how to get close to the basket in the wind. Ricky wants that to sit down. That's great. Paul going to give this a bit of a bid, I'm guessing. It's going to be awesome. He's going to make it. Watch.
You heard it from Chandler first, but he was wrong.
JK.
He'll be tapping. He should be getting his 3, though.
There you go.
And a solid putt. Pretty similar to the one he just had on 7,
Yep.
but much better. Hit center on the chains.
Yeah, he's happy to connect on that one. Ricky with about a 15-foot tailwind putt.
No issues there.
That'll do.
And with what's likely to be 4 pars here on the card, if Paul can convert here, the card beat the rest of the field by over half a stroke on this hole, playing as the second most difficult at .56 over par.
Well done. Yeah, that hole is playing difficult out there.
So 4 pars here, but kind of feels like a star birdie from last year. Easy par 4, very difficult par 3.
And Brodie's still leading the card at 4 down. Paul's still sitting 1 up, looking to get into par still. This is one of the most beautiful holes in the course, with trees lining up on the right and left side. There is OB on the path and left, but really that doesn't come into play unless you get a bad tree kick or you just absolutely shank a shot. We're going to see mostly, I'm guessing, 4-hands from these 4 players because we have a tailwind. So it's the easiest play and the most likely to get the birdie.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most beautiful holes we play here on the Texas Swing. Just a great visual. You're down there by the river. You got the canopy the whole way. Makes you feel a little more in the woods than the rest of the course. And like you said, Paul going with the 4-hand here. A little higher than he wanted probably, but misses that last tree, and we'll have an inside the circle look.
A little sawed off, but he got through the trees on the right and has a 40-foot look. Brodie showing us how to throw 4-hands. That's turned over a little bit. Oh, man. That was close to being fantastic.
Yeah, still gets a good kick towards the basket. He'll be in circle 2 for a birdie putt.
And Ricky, no stranger to this 4-hand shot.
Man, and that looked way forced,
no.
and he's going to kick out of bounds over to the left side.
Some bad luck right there. Yes.
And this is what I expected to see from Adam especially. He's just got that 4-hand dialed in recently, and he will be 10 feet.
It's a good-looking shot right there. Ricky just looking to lay up to get that bogey. Almost skips off Adam's disc, and he should be able to tap in that with ease. Brodie for another birdie.
Yeah, uphill, tailwind, a little bit of right to left. A tough one to get that high enough, and he's going to have to run a longer putt now if he wants to save his par.
That's the risk of running those longer putts on this green.
Really have to commit to the height here.
Wow.
and able to do it. If only he could have done it the first time. But incredible par save. That's tough to do.
Watching Brodie play right now, how far he's come in the last couple of years. He's 10-20 rated, and he is just making putts like this on coverage. It's impressive to see. Shaking his head as he's walking to the basket. He's like, why couldn't I do that the first time? We know the feeling, Brodie. We know the feeling.
So Paul's first putt here. Got that tailwind as well, but not uphill.
And this is to get back to par. Beautiful putt. There you go, Paul. Clean sheet for the back nine.
And Adam with the easy tap-in birdie there.
Well played hole from Adam.
So, only one birdie here on the card.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, there was two. Paul
Two,
and Adam
yeah.
both got it. And a great save for par from Brodie after a pretty nasty roll away there.
Unfortunate bogey from Ricky. But that wraps up the front nine.
Yeah, players, we've got some decent scores going on, but the players will definitely be pushing to get some more birdies going into the back nine.
Absolutely. We'll see you on the back nine.
We'll see you guys there.